Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the HREBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the HREBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the HREBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the HREBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the HREBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the HREBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the HREBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Underwritten in part by the Arlington Tomorrow Foundation, contributing to a thriving Arlington, and in part by the Texas Association of Realtors Housing Opportunity Foundation. Funding is also provided by generous donations from listeners like you.
You're listening to the HREBA Show, Home Ownership. Hear it from the experts in the Blue Stream of the Fishbowl Radio Network. I'm your host, Salvador Villalobos. Today we are fortunate to have two special guests, Randy McGuffey and Megan Heil, Both are from Texas Serves, North Texas, under the Mission United umbrella of the United Way of Tarrant County. We didn't think we were going to get through that one. Today we're discussing how the United Way is helping veterans and military families. Our first guest, Randy McGuffey, in addition to being the network director, again, Randy McGuffey, in addition to being the network director of Texas Serves North Texas, he is a founding member of the Veterans Coalition of Tarrant County and a Fort Worth native. So, thank you for coming, Randy.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, thank you. So, Randy, what is Texas Serves North Texas?
The simplest definition is it's a program that connects veterans and their family members to whatever resources they might need, be it benefits navigation or connection to a social network, employment, education, pretty much everything.
So it's so they come to you for more to direct them.
Yes,
Are these services that you are?
I like that you got stuck a little bit there because I said that's the simple definition.
Right.
It's not necessarily a simple program internally. So veterans or their family members come to us either on their own or they're referred by another agency or organization. We connect with them to find out what is their need or needs, what's going on in their life.
Such as what?
That they need. A lot of times, unfortunately, they may have financial stresses. For whatever reason, they're not able to make rent this month.
Okay.
So they need some assistance to do that. We try to find out what the underlying issues are to make sure that we're covering all the needs, because we don't want those kinds of crisis situations to repeat, right? We want to solve those. So we find those out, make sure that we understand everything that we need to know about their situation and about them. Military experience, were they deployed? What service area were they in? Are they disabled? Is it combat related or service related? All that information. Then we take that and we look at all the available programs in North Texas that provide those kinds of services. And we have profiles of those that tell us what are the eligibility requirements. How often do they accept new clients if that's a situation. If it's emergency financial assistance, we keep track of whether they have funds available because they run out. And so we don't want to send someone to a provider that's not going to be able to help them. So when we locate a program that fits with that individual, we then contact that provider, again, to confirm that they're accepting new clients, that they have capacity, all that good stuff. They say, yes, we can accept this client, we can help them. Then we go back to the veteran or family member and we make a warm handoff. We don't say, here's a phone number, call this organization. We say, Joe at this organization is going to call you in the next couple hours.
Okay, great.
So that's the process. And all of it is recorded in our software platform so that we're able to monitor how long it takes for us to respond to a request, how long it takes for us to match a veteran or family member with the appropriate provider, how long it takes that provider to contact them, all the way through the process to whatever the final outcome is.
I'm sure you're working with various providers and you're tracking that. What is the normal, and I know it's going to be a hard question to ask, but what's the normal turn time from when they come to see you till you're able to hand off?
Well, again, there's many milestones, but the first one is when someone reaches out to us either directly or is referred, how long does it take us to get in contact with them? And I'm proud to say it's a very short period of time, usually minutes, to get back with them. Now, once we get all the information and need to connect them with someone, I actually know this one. On average, it's 3.4 days for that connection. That's a little misleading because some resources are very complicated to get someone into. So depending on what you're needing, it might take a week to actually get you into a program there. For many things, it's the same day. It's 24, 48 hours to get them connected with someone. It just depends on what service they're needing.
So that's somebody that needs assistance, financial assistance.
If it's emergency financial assistance, by definition, it's an emergency. So we
Right.
try to get those taken care of right away.
Now, to prevent these emergency financial assistance situations, how do you reach a veteran, or how do they reach you? Or when should they start reaching out to your organization?
We encourage them to reach out anytime they have a need. We would love for people to contact us before it's an emergency, right? So the situation or the circumstances that lead to that might be employment. So they've either lost employment or are having a difficult time getting employment, or they are underemployed and they need something to get them to a better paying job. Well, go ahead and talk to us, and let's see, are you using your GI Bill benefits? If not, can we get you in contact with one of the community colleges or one of the universities around here and get you into a program? Do you have a skill that we can leverage to get you some sort of certification that can do that? If you've lost employment, can we connect you with one of the resources that can help find you a job based on your experience, your skill set, etc.? So, again, the purpose of what we do is to take the information, take the situation of the veteran or family member, look at all the programs, and then try to find the ones that are going to solve those needs so that they don't have to spend the time calling around, trying to piece together the information, perhaps being told no, which is no fun for anybody. We don't want that. Perhaps getting frustrated and giving up on the process. Let us do that. That's what we're here to do and to take care of.
So how are you? You're under the umbrella of the United Way. So how did this come to be, Texas Serves?
Okay, I'll try to make this somewhat quick, but it's fairly complicated.
Okay.
So this concept, which we just call SERVES, came out of the Institute for Veterans and Military Families at Syracuse University. It was launched, the SERVES program was launched a little over 5 years ago, I think. There are currently 17 networks around the country. There's 2 here in Texas, Texas Serves San Antonio, which launched about a year and a half ago, and then Texas Serves-North Texas. They are about to roll out Texas Serves Rio Grande Valley in a few months. So each one of these networks is hosted by a local community organization. In this case, United Way of Tarrant County is the host agency. That's who employs us. We office in Arlington off of 30 and Cooper, so that we're centrally located because we do cover all of North Texas.
So anybody can walk into that office then?
That doesn't normally happen.
Right.
Primarily, the way people come to us is, like I said, they're either referred, they're seeking services somewhere, and they're asking for something that provider doesn't do. So that provider will then refer them into the network. Or they come through the website. There's a assistance request form there that they fill out, and that pops right in. And that's generally the better way to do it, because when we contact you, we're probably going to need documents, your DD-214 or other things. So if you're home, it's it's easier to do that.
For family members that or friends of veterans that don't know what a DD-214 is, what is?
That's the document you get when you separate from the military that essentially records everything that happened to you in the military, what your discharge status is, if you were in combat, where you served, what your ranks were, when you were promoted, all that good stuff. It's the fundamental document for military service.
Okay, great. So they can go to your website. Best way possibly is to go to a provider, and if they're not able to assist, then you will be the person that they will refer to so that you can find them those services.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
What if they don't have access to the internet or aren't tech savvy? Can they call your
absolutely. And our phone number is right on here. It's 817-317-0764.
Okay, so that's 817-317-0764.
That's correct.
But your email or your website, if they would like to apply.
It's northtexas.americaserves, all one word, .org.
So North Texas spelled out completely?
Yes.
North Texas.
.americaserves.org.
Okay, O-R-G. Great. So, what are some of the organizations that you work with or partner up with?
Another interesting question, because we're called a network, and the implication there is that there's membership to this, and there's not really membership. What we hope to accomplish is to have anyone who's providing services to become familiar with our platform, to go through a training. It's very brief, it's very simple, intuitive software, and then you get credentials so they can utilize it. What that does is that allows them to make referrals utilizing the platform, so we know exactly where they came from, what time they came in, all that good stuff. And the provider is able to see that. They know what happened to their referral because it shows up on their dashboard. They can see, oh, I made a referral 2 days ago. What's happened with that? And it shows up. It tells them, oh, they were contacted. This is what they need. Here's where they were sent, all that good stuff. And they can receive referrals through the platform as well, which, again, allows visibility and accountability because they can see what referrals were sent to them, how long they've been sitting there. Oh, I need to call so-and-so, that kind of stuff. So that's the hope, is that providers will become part of the, quote, network so that they can have access to the software platform. However, our goal is to solve the issue, the circumstance of the veteran or their family member, whatever resource that might be. So any program that provides services to these folks, we try to be aware of, and that's who we reach out to, so that you don't have to be, quote, part of the network in order for us to connect you with a veteran. We're not limited. Whatever makes the most sense, whatever is going to solve the problem, the best fit for that individual at that time.
Since there's 2 locations in Texas right now, Fort Worth, right? Or North
Texas, yeah.
And San Antonio. What if you have a veteran that's in East Texas or West Texas and they're not close to either or?
We will help them.
You will help them?
If they're in Wyoming, we will help them. If they get connected with us, we're going to do everything we can to connect them. Now, obviously, we don't have as much information or knowledge about those regions, but if they're reaching out to us, that probably indicates they don't either. Okay. So rather than telling them, go find what you can, we have Google too.
Right. Okay.
We can look. Let's take that burden off of them. Say, we'll reach out, we'll make the contacts, we'll try to find what's available, and then connect you.
That's incredible. That's great service. So if you're a veteran and you're any part of the country and you don't know where to go, this is a great organization to look into, to contact. So Veterans Coalition of Tarrant County, what is that?
What is that?
And how does it
fit with this?
Right.
It's a complement. It's essentially what I call like a trade organization for the different agencies and organizations that provide veteran services out there. So this came about kind of at the it's kind of the brainchild of Judge Brent Carr in Tarrant County, who started the Veterans Treatment Court over there. He saw 2 different efforts that were going on that he thought they could come together and provide some value. So about 9 years ago, a group of us formed VetCo, the Veterans Coalition of Tarrant County, and our purpose is really just to provide an environment for these different organizations to come together. We meet once a month to share information, to talk about the challenges that are out there, to hopefully, ultimately, to collaborate on new programs to become more efficient, more effective. So our mission, if you will, is to improve the lives of veterans and their families through our members, through those veteran service organizations or VSOs. So we don't provide any kind of direct service. We try to support those organizations and make them more effective in connecting with and providing services to the veteran population.
Great. What are some misconceptions that people have or something that they don't understand?
Well, as far as TXServes go, we run into, it's new, it's different. There's some doubts about, what is this? Where does this come from? How can you do all this? who pays for it? Because it's free. How can it really be free? Well, it's free to the veterans and it's free to the providers. So working with IVMF and their national funding partners and with the host organization, United Way of Tarrant County.
IVMF?
Institute for Veterans and Military Families, which is where this concept came from originally. They have a network of national funders that help support the overall infrastructure, the software, et cetera, as well as help seed these communities that are launching these networks. As I mentioned, there's 17 across the country. They work with the host organization, United Way of Tarrant County, to develop local philanthropy to support the coordination center, which is the people. That's us here that do the referring, but IVMF continues to provide support through the software and through their national community of practice and their expertise, et cetera, so that it doesn't and will never cost the providers or the veterans, the clients, anything to utilize the service. Another misconception is, from the provider side, is it increases their workload. This is another thing they have to do. As far as making referrals into the network, what we would like them to understand is if you are making referrals already, if a veteran's sitting across from you and needs a service you don't provide, what do you do? If you pick up the phone or start to write an email or anything like that, that's an effort. By putting them into the Serves network, we're replacing that effort, and it's probably faster and more effective. And ultimately, you have more visibility. You know what happened, rather than if you send an email or make a phone call or give somebody a phone number, you may not know what happened with that, where it went. So from a making referral standpoint, it should be more efficient and more effective for you and give you more time to spend doing what you do and helping more veterans. As far as receiving referrals, we do ask that you put information into the system, letting us know of milestones, right? That you contacted the veteran, that you've got an appointment set, that they did get into a program or they did receive information. And that is a little bit of work. However, we would like to say that the trade-off there is by utilizing our system, we're essentially screening and directing the appropriate clients to you. So you're getting the people that need the services you provide in a more efficient and effective manner. So for us providing that service, we do ask a little bit of documentation, if you will, on your side. And the documentation is important. If they can look at it from a global perspective, as we collect information through this system, ultimately we will be able to tell not only ourselves, but our legislators, our funding organizations and agencies out there, what the needs of our veterans right here in North Texas are. Not some sort of population analysis. These are actual clients reaching out. This is what they need. This is how much they need. This is how long it's taking them to get it. This is where they're going to get it. This is why they can't get it. So that ultimately that information will drive the policies for our veterans up here, as well as the funding. How much money is given for emergency financial assistance? How much is put into affordable housing, rapid relocation, et cetera?
So if you're a veteran or a provider, again, what number should they call, or what number should they?
The phone number is 817-317-0764.
Great. And the website is?
North Texas, all spelled out, .americaserves.org.
Great. So if you're a veteran that needs assistance, please reach out to your local provider or to this great organization that will help place you. If you're a provider and you have some questions and would like to participate in this network to assist more veterans and their family members, please definitely reach out and see how you can better serve your community. Well, Megan, we're going to ask you some questions as well. Didn't forget about you. Just a lot of information. That's great. So we're going to be taking a break in about pretty quickly.
Okay.
So we'll come back, ask some questions. If you want to call in to the show, you can call in at 214-431-5062. Ask the experts. You have some great resources here. Again, that number is 214-431-5062. And yeah, we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the HREBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the HREBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the HREBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the HREBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the HREBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey.
Programming for the HREBA Show is proudly underwritten in part by the Arlington Tomorrow Foundation, contributing to a thriving Arlington, and in part by the Texas Association of Realtors Housing Opportunity Foundation. Funding is also provided by generous donations from listeners like you.
I am your host, Salvador Villalobos. Today we are fortunate to have two special guests, Randy McGuffey and Megan Heil. Both are with TXServes-North Texas under the mission of the United Way of Tarrant County, United Mission umbrella of Tarrant County. Today we're discussing the United Way and how they're helping our veterans and their family members. If you'd like to be part of this conversation, please call in at 214-431-5062. Again, 214-431-5062. Now we have our special guest as well, Megan Heil.
Yes.
She is she's a program specialist Megan, you've lived coast to coast.
Yes, I am a military brat. My dad was a career Marine, and so I grew up going coast to coast and moving around my whole life.
How was that?
I enjoyed it. I got to go to new schools, make new friends. The military family is a huge family and community, and I've just learned so much from that experience, and have a lot of pride as a daughter, and being in that family lifestyle.
So you've been doing this for about 2.5 years or so?
Yes. I did a little bit of a career change and came over to social services with veterans, and it was an instant match and passion.
Okay, great. So you said you moved from coast to coast. How long have you been in Texas?
I moved to Fort Worth about 3.5 years ago.
Okay.
My parents retired here, so my husband and I moved here, and that's when I started working with veterans.
Okay. So you're a lone, I keep saying lone, I apologize.
That's okay.
It's embedded in me. You are a program specialist.
Yes.
So what does a program specialist do, and what do you offer?
So first and foremost, we are here for the veterans and their family members who are reaching out to us for a certain need or assistance. We take phone calls. From our platform, from the online platform, if there's service requests coming in, assistance requests coming in, we look through those and make contact with the client. And we email with them. We are just hands-on all day long, talking to our clients and their family members about what their needs are. And then it is also our job to be the experts in what resources are available across North Texas.
So give me an example. Give me an example of what that means.
Certainly. So in a typical day, we're getting 15 to 25, sometimes more, calls a day from veterans or family members. And they all have a certain need, such as a housing need, whether that's rent, mortgage, utilities, or literally homeless. They may need some mental health services that they don't know are available to them, or that they are currently in some mental health services somewhere else but are looking for something a little different. Legal services, healthcare, moving assistance.
So moving assistance, is that just for veterans or active military that are moving here with their families? And because there's a cost, right, that they absorb?
Sure. So the active military is a little different. They're going to have some of those moving resources from base to base, but they may not be living on base. That may not be an option. So they're coming to a whole new area, and even though they have funds to help them move into a place, they don't know school districts. They don't know the jobs that the spouses might need, childcare that they might need. They may need some legal services or special health care for the children that are coming here. So those are the needs that we see with active duty. And then a lot more so with veterans who are out of the service and who are here, who may need help looking for a job or elevating their job, or want to go back to school but don't know what resources are available to them to go back to school. So it can also be, hey, I'm a veteran and I'd like to learn how to ride a horse. Do you know of programs that offer that?
Wow.
Like, just offer it for free or at a discount, some type of physical sport activity or social enrichment activities. That there is a lot of that here in North Texas that is offered to veterans and their family members.
So you said there's a discount or cost for that particular hobby, but for services there's no cost, or there's cost for those?
Well, our services of just doing the research for them and making a positive connection for them is absolutely free.
Okay, great.
There is no cost. But if they call in and they there's a lot of military discounts around at different businesses. But if it's, a horse training program, or a couple would like to go on a marriage retreat after, a spouse comes back from a deployment, we have those resources to reach out to also. It's anything and everything. And it's really to just alleviate their stress of constant calling, constant Googling, constantly keeping track of who they've called and who's called them back. Everybody is busy. Military families especially are busy, and it can get very frustrating, and then you kind of lose a little bit of hope here and there when the process can be frustrating. And that's literally what our program was built for from the very beginning with IVMF. I mean,
what I'm seeing or what I'm hearing is security as well, because you've already vetted these organizations.
Yes.
I know when we're looking to donate or volunteer, we have all these organizations that appear, but we don't know the legitimacy of these companies or organizations. So you've already done your homework. You've already vetted.
Yes, that's part of Randy's job. And then we also have a program relations manager as well who assists with all of that vetting process. My coworker Taya and I, we have a part in that when we have time and are able, or we've made a connection out in the community ourselves, or we're referred to another provider organization from another one saying, hey, I work with them and I think they'd be a great fit for Texas Serves. That's how we start. We have a whole system of leads and where they're at in the process, because if they have a great service to offer our veterans and family members, we want them in the network so that we can help them and they can help us as well. And so, yes, these are all vetted. And that's part of the great process about our platform and the tracking capabilities is that accountability side. So like Randy was saying earlier, if I make a referral to an agency and I notice it's been sitting there for 2 days, 3 days, and nothing has happened, I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to contact that provider and say, hey, it's Megan. What's going on? And see, ask them like, really what's going on? Their stuff happens all the time. But it gives us the opportunity to hold our providers accountable to what they agreed to providing their services. And if at some point it's not working out, then we know that's not a benefit to our network.
And I remember from an earlier conversation with Randy, you did say that you don't necessarily have to be in North Texas to inquire regarding the services. Is that correct? You can be anywhere in the state? Or anywhere in the country?
You can be anywhere. If you're a veteran and we're the resource that you come across, we're going to help you.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
So yes, it happens. We get calls not only just all over Texas, but other states because they Google searched and it came up and it was, oh, this is veterans and a request for assistance. I'm going to put it in. I don't know why, but I'm going to put it in. And again, it is our job to help them. So just because they're calling us or put that assistance request in and it's not our area, that means nothing. I'm going to sit there and do just as much research for them because I know the resources we have here. I know the language. So I'm going to do that same research in their area, but faster than they could.
Okay. Oh, good. So since this show is directed, well, we're going to be going to break in a little bit, but I want to touch base since we are a not-for-profit that the HREBA show is, and where we're promoting sustainability in home ownership, sustainable home ownership. I want to touch base a little bit about housing and how it what you can do to benefit our veterans and their family members.
Definitely.
So we'll be going to break in a couple seconds as well, or a few seconds. So if you have any questions, give us a call at 214-431-5062. Thank you.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the REBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the REBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the REBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the REBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey, this is Leticia.
And this is Matt. Catch us on the REBA show every Tuesday from 2 to 3.
On our show, you'll be able to hear from the experts, everything about home ownership. Tune in on Tuesdays at 2 on the Blue Stream.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Programming for the REBA Show is proudly underwritten in part by the Arlington Tomorrow Foundation, contributing to a thriving Arlington, and in part by the Texas Association of Realtors Housing Opportunity Foundation. Funding is also provided by generous donations from listeners like you.
You're listening to the REBA Show, Home Ownership. Hear it from the experts in the Blue Stream of the Fishbowl Radio Network. I'm your host, Salvador Villalobos. Today we are fortunate to have two special guests, Randy McGuffey and Megan Heil. Both are from Texas Serves of North Texas under the mission of the United Way of Tarrant County, under their umbrella. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Randy, Megan. Before we get on the topic of home ownership, they can't get a hold of you, or they don't know how to get a hold of you through let's say through Texas Serves or through any other organization. How else can they get in contact with you?
So you can call us at 817-317-0764. Leave a message at any time, and we generally call back within 24 hours or less. Any other organization that... Yes. So since we are under the umbrella of Mission United with United Way, if you do not remember our website, phone number, any of that, or Texas Serves, just go to United Way of Tarrant County. Google it, call them, tell them you're a veteran, you're looking for that program that needs veteran assistance or that has veteran assistance, and they will transfer you over to us.
Great. So again, today we're... Today we are speaking on. Sorry, my phone went off. Today we're speaking on the United Way and how they're helping our veterans and family members, military family members. You have some incredible programs, or the way that you can lead them to different programs. I'm very impressed. All of the diligence that's gone into vetting these organizations that you're referring to, your network. How many veterans do you anticipate or how many veterans are in the area, and how many do you anticipate in the next 5 years?
You want to defer that to me? The last numbers we have are from a study about 4 years ago. At that time, there were close to 400,000 veterans in North Texas, and they estimated that by 2020, 2021, somewhere around there, we would pass 500,000 veterans in North Texas. That's just veterans, not including their family members. So it is a significant portion of our population here.
And are you prepared to assist all of those?
Our goal is to expand to whatever is necessary to serve the needs of those veterans. We have been fortunate to have had good support here locally from our providers. We officially launched November 16th of last year, of 2018, and in April we passed 1,000 veterans served through our program. So we have grown our staff to accommodate that, and we're actually in the process of hiring more staff right now. It's a good problem to have. As long as we're delivering on the service that we say we're going to do, we're connecting veterans and they're getting what they need, we know this community will respond in kind to make sure that those resources are there for us to continue to serve them.
Serving those that served us, right?
Absolutely.
So that leads me to my next question. We have all these veterans coming in to Texas, North Texas. Housing. And I think that's your expertise, right? One of them.
One of them, yes. My major expertise in the housing side is with veterans experiencing homelessness or at risk of becoming homeless. And that can be both from renting or owning your home and about to become literally homeless. And so there's, unfortunately, a large number of our veterans in the community who are at risk at any given time of losing their housing. On a positive side, for at least Tarrant County, the number of homeless veterans is rapidly decreasing with the amount of programs that are available to them. So that is actively being handled and in a positive way. The other side of that is housing stability. Once those veterans get housed and are no longer homeless, how do we ensure they're stable, along with trying to prevent those who are at imminent risk of becoming homeless from becoming homeless, and then how do we get them to stability?
Are those veterans that are homeowners, renters, or both?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I would say that there are a number of veterans who could possibly be listening right now who may not have that safety net saved up if one little thing goes wrong in their life. A car breakdown, a health scare that requires some medical bills, a job lost, and it can spiral downhill very quickly, where once you thought you were stable and in a few short months you're at risk of losing everything. So what we like to do with the services, and resources that we're connecting our veterans and their families with is looking at their life holistically. They're calling in for one need, but myself, my coworker, future coworkers, we are trained to talk to them about all of their needs. We want to get to know them, what their situation is. We have many questions that we're going to ask, not to be intrusive, but with the intention of, on their mind, it's crisis. And on our mind, yes, we know we're going to help figure out that crisis with them. But also, how are we going to help them prevent this from happening again with all of the services that are available in this community?
Fantastic. That's great. And I'm glad to hear that homelessness is on the decrease in Tarrant County.
For Tarrant County, it is.
Hopefully that's everywhere, but we'll get
for
there.
Veterans. For veterans, it's on the decrease.
Now, a spouse or family member of a veteran that has deceased, are they also able to?
Yes, definitely. There are resources for surviving spouses or widows, and we talk to them the same way. We ask them about their spouse's paperwork, that same discharge paper, DD-214. And we talk to them about what their needs are. Sometimes we get a lot of home repair requests from our surviving spouses. And we look into what grants are available to them and things of that nature. So definitely. Children also of deceased parents.
Now let's say that they don't have access to those forms or any identifying information. Can you assist them to obtain those forms or documents?
Multiple ways. We can, if they're internet savvy, we can point them in that direction. We can give them advice on how to work with the VA. We also have an asset on our team who acts as a caseworker and who can go visit some of our clients who are unable to travel or really know how to do the internet thing and find these papers. And she can help them apply physically to obtain those documents.
Oh, that's great.
So
that's great.
Yeah.
So you're all-around service. That's fantastic. So home ownership on a positive note. Somebody wants to, well, it is a positive note.
Yes.
Prevention and finding them shelter. But now on a positive note, they want to buy their home. Veteran wants to buy a home, first home, second home. What services are you offering for those?
So we have in our network are certain providers, mortgage agencies, banks, things like, or organizations like that in our community who have come to us, or we have found them, that specialize in the VA loans, and who speak that language and who really want to teach the veterans about homeownership, not just make them buy a home.
Of course.
So again, that's that vetting process we would do with those providers. Is we want to make sure that that veteran and their whole family are being very well taken care of, being educated on what the process is of buying their first home, educate them on what a VA loan is, what, all the ins and outs of being a homeowner can entail, savings that they should have to do home repairs, things like that, so that they are well educated before taking that big step.
So you're providing financial literacy as well.
We have providers who are providing
nice.
Financial literacy.
I just want to give you another task,
It's a good point, though, to elaborate that the part of the value of the network is knowing about all of those resources. So they're different components. So in your example, someone is looking to buy a home. Through our conversation, there is an opportunity to identify the need for financial literacy, for budgeting, for education about the VA loan process and what's involved in that. And some people may be confused or concerned because the VA loan, the way it's structured, there are some fees in the home buying process that can't be covered by the VA loan. But there are providers who can help identify resources to cover those costs. How do you find affordable housing? What is affordable housing? We have providers that work in those spaces that can help identify properties. We have some providers that we're working with that are developing affordable housing properties. So by having that kind of global view of what's out there, we can really help put together a solution for the issue and not just send them to here's a phone number or a website to go to.
Okay. So So I had to check to see if I thought I went over. Such a great conversation that it's just it keeps rolling. So again, they need some information. Who are they going to contact?
We would love for them to contact us, TXServes-North Texas. They can go to our website, which is northtexas.americaserves.org, and you can fill out an assistance request online. You'll also find our phone number there, which is 817-317-0764. You can also search for the United Way of Tarrant County. You can call them or also put an assistance request online to them. Please identify yourself as a veteran, and that will get you right to us.
Veterans family, military family?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, and again, and I keep bringing this up, you don't have to be within the borders of Tarrant County to get assistance? Correct.
As Randy mentioned before, that there are 17 active networks across the country. So let's say we did get your assistance request, but you're in North Carolina. It was just a oops thing with Google. We make direct referrals through our network to that network. It's seamless. I'm still going to do a whole intake with you, get to know you, ask you questions, so that what I'm sending back to North Carolina is all the information they already need to call you and take care of whatever it is you needed.
Fantastic. So, ready to go? So I guess with that, sorry, I got I really enjoyed today's show. There was a lot of information, things I didn't even know they were available. So, well, tell me what, here we go, story time. All right. So, here at the HREBA Show, we're bringing you information about home ownership and how to successfully prepare for it. HREBA also provides information that will help you become more financially prepared, financial literacy. Our hope is that you'll engage with us on the HREBA Show and become a loyal fan of the HREBA Show. Randy, Megan, what does home ownership mean to you?
Want me to go?
Sure.
Okay. It means many things, right? It means a modicum of achievement.
Okay.
If you own your own home, you've done something right and well. It means security, stability, and ultimately it means family.
Okay,
right?
Great.
Definitely for me and my family, we purchased our first home when we moved here to Fort Worth, or moved to North Texas. And it was those things. It was a sense of accomplishment. We had a lot of pride and just also investment.
Awesome. Here at the HREBA Show, we would like to acknowledge May as National Military Appreciation Month. We would like to take this opportunity to thank all of our members and military past and present for their service. We are the Hispanic Real Estate Brokers Association, a registered 501c3 nonprofit corporation. We've been streaming live on Facebook. You can see a replay of the video on the HREBA Show Facebook page and also on your YouTube channel, on our YouTube channel, where you can subscribe to see future videos. Please follow us on Facebook and Twitter at HREBA Show. That's HREBA Show. This episode is available as a podcast on the HREBA Show page at the fbrn.us webpage. That's for fishbowlradionetwork.us. You can also find us on any podcast application. You can learn about topics we've planned for upcoming shows on our website at HREBA Connect. That's HREBA Connect.org. Click on the HREBA Show. If you would like, you may make a donation to continue funding for this program and other community outreach efforts. Visit HREBAConnect.org and click on the donate button on the page below. Again, I am Salvador Villalobos, your host. Thank you for listening. to hear it from the experts on the HREBA Show. Have a great afternoon.
Hey, this is Rhonda Tyler, broker of